Dom here from Essential RC. Thanks for tuning in for another flight test on an especially disgusting and cold day in the UK. Raining outside, really cold, really windy. What better day than to do a bit of assembly of a new model being sent by Banggood.com. So this is the FMS 0. The Corsair version would also come in the same box, I assume. 750mm wingspan, plug and play version, so it comes with everything that we need to get it in the air, less the transmitter, receiver and flight battery, which need to be a 2-cell 1300. So let's not hang around, let's take the components out of the box, let's see what we get. So first observation is that it comes in a really nice polystyrene box, so there's absolutely no risk with it getting damaged in transit. A bomb could go off and this thing would not have any damage to it. So let's crack on with getting the components out of the box. So all the components out of the box. So we've got the fuselage, wings and the horizontal stabilizers, fixed landing gear and the propeller. So not a lot to do to assemble this. Looks like we're going to have to put the horns with backing plates on the control surfaces. Otherwise really straightforward. If we look inside, we can see we've got the servos for the elevator and the rudder in there. Got a JST connector for the 2S 1300 that we need. We've got the speed controller in there and a nice little sticker. Isn't that nice to show us that propellers can be dangerous and that we could lose a couple of fingertips? Never seen that before. That's funny. All right, so I doubt there's going to be any build tips in putting this together. It's all very straightforward. So we're probably just going to, I'll show you what it looks like when it's all done and then we'll get it out flying for the first time. Okay, so here we are down the flying field with the Zero, and literally I've no build advice to give you, and that's why I didn't really do. I know other channels probably do build videos and assembly videos for these types of things, but this was so simple to put together it would be pointless and be wasting your time. The only one thing I will say is that you get 3 little packets of the horns with their backing plates, so just make sure you use the right packet. It's kind of obvious that for the ailerons the packet you should use because it has the push rods in the packet. Really simple. And then you just need the packet for the rudder and the elevators. The one for the rudder has very long screws in it. You'll find there are pairs of screws, some longer than others, and it's just important that you use the long screw to go through the thicker end of the control surface, the thicker end being at the hinge obviously. So just make sure you use the right ones to get through the horn into the backing plate.
What size LiPo does this one run, Dom?
This is on a 2-cell 1300 pack,
okay.
Which actually the CG is a little bit behind where it's recommended, but we're going to go with that because that's the pack they recommended. So we'll see how it works out.
Any stabilisation?
No stabilisation.
No. Okay.
No, it's really simple. A Y lead provided for the ailerons, so it couldn't get any simpler. Fixed landing gear, a bomb underneath that just slides into place. Decals already in place. Don't have to put any of those on. So it's normal FMS quality, actually, really good, as you expect, but in a small package. So let's see how well it flies.
Using the yoga mat again for the little wheels on the wet grass.
going to abandon this. It's too pitchy. CG's way too far back. Alright,
Okay.
land it in one piece. Just fine. Just need a little bit of weight in the front. Too tail heavy. So best to, if it's not flying well, it's certainly best to abandon the flight. And it was, you saw it's probably way too tail heavy and pitch sensitive. So we're just going to put something in the nose to bring the CG forward and try that. Back in a moment. Right, so back with a few ounces of lead right at the front on top of sellotaped onto the top of the battery. So let's try it now. It certainly won't be worse. That's better.
So Dom, it's a Japanese Zero. When are you going to do the kamikaze run?
I think I just did that earlier, didn't I, with the bad CG? That is flying so much better now.
Oh, there's the kamikaze run.
For landing.
On the yoga mat, yeah?
Yeah, well, I always taught you to do that, don't I? So it's my turn now.
Oh!
It didn't miss by much.
Well, it's got retracts now.
Yeah. Had to try it. Literally just a block that's pulled out.
Yeah. Bit of glue.
And it goes back in like that. That will just glue back in. Right. So there you go, that's the little FMS Zero. So the CG in the book is totally wrong. What a surprise. It needs like a 1600 pack in the front. All that actually needs a bit more lead than I've put in there to balance it out. It was still a bit pitch sensitive, but it does make you appreciate how important getting the CG balance is.
Yeah, especially with warbirds.
Especially with warbirds, tail draggers. Carl's right. So you know, if we haven't done it, you know, for some of the models that you want to fly, then do your research and find out people who have had practical experience of flying the model, because don't always go by the manufacturer's instructions. Sometimes they're quite conservative and make it too far back. So there you go, the FMS Zero. The link is in the video description and the pinned comment. You might want to subscribe for more essential RC flight tests. If you do, then please subscribe
obviously, and click the bell icon for notifications of our uploads. Very important to do that as well. But thanks for watching this one. Thanks to Carl on camera, and see you next time. Cheers.
Cheers.